Good morning, YouTube. I'm Leigha Butler, and I'd like to set you up today with a 15-minute flow to help you get your day started really well. So let's start this one in a seat. Make sure your spine is about as tall as it can be. Might even get some wiggles out right away. But we'll arrive into stillness. Closing the eyes, bringing awareness in. Watch your breathing. Invite it to expand. Let's take one hand onto the tender belly and one hand into the heart space. And bowing the chin, I'll offer you this intention today. And it is to ask for more of what you would like to be calling in to your life. In fact, take a second, identify one thing or one quality you'd like to call in more of today. And let's really solidify it by adding a layer. Picture one action you will take today and perhaps every day. A small, relaxed action that you'll take to call this in. Take a second. And then keeping our hands firmly planted to feel the vibration, let's together sing and chant an Om, just a single one. Empty out first. Take a breath to feel yourself grow taller. Okay, let's dive onto hands and knees. 15 minutes is not much time, so I want to get us moving. Let's start by rocking the hips side to side. Let's wake them up even more, circling the right knee around. You can lift on the ab wall as you do this. And then extend that leg, send it to the left, let the toes land. And then peer over the left shoulder, take a peek at your heel. Send the right knee tuck behind the left knee, and then send your seat back. Doesn't have to be all the way back. We're just breathing in a breath or two into this stretch for the outer hips and the lower back. Take a second. Wave forward, rock on the left hand, left knee, peel the right knee up. It's like a modified side plank. If you want to, you could take it open even more. Stay long in your spine, connected to the belly, and look up as you breathe. Take a peek at the top of the mat, step the right foot there, and with blocks or not, allow the hips to sink forward as your chest lifts light. I love to bring a little swaying motion in, just softens the whole system. Remain committed to your breath. And you'll straighten this right leg a few times. Rebend and straighten. And then one more time, keep it straight, and you'll tip yourself forward to catch the stretch behind the right leg. Let's hang heavy, connect to breath. Good enough. Let's take our hands back down to the mat, step into all fours, rock your hips from side to side. Let's continue that awakening. Send the left knee around in circles. You can be lifting on the ab wall as you do this. Extend the leg behind you, swing it over to the right. Let the toes land down. Look over the right shoulder. Take a peek at your foot. Breathe into the stretch of it. Tuck your left knee behind the right. Send your hips way back. I'm not here for too long, just breathing in, waking up around the outer hips. Another breath cycle here. And you'll wave forward, tip weight onto right hand, right knee. Peel this left knee open. You could even encourage it open with your hand. Can you stay long in the back? Connected in the abdomen. Drift the gaze up as high as you dare. Make space in breath and body. Look at the top of the mat, send the left foot there, and with blocks or not, send the hips forward. Lift through your heart. Let the stretch occur. And you might even invite just a rocking motion. Let there be ease in the body today, even though there might be purpose and focus. And then you'll start straightening and bending. You'll do it a few times. And next time you can straighten the left leg, keep it straight, and take a bow. Just really try to send the back of the kneecap down so you get the opening. Can you stay soft in the jaw? Good enough. Look forward, plant your hands again. This time when you step back to downward facing dog. Can move around as you see fit. Wave it forward, plank pose. Take a big inhale. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Do that again. Wave forward to plank position. Send your heart really far forward and then lower onto the ground. Lift yourself up into cobra. We're not going to rush out. Let's rock weight over to the right side. Lift the chest even more. And then over to the left side. Lift your chest even more. And on back through center, lift about as high as you'll get. Dip all the way down and move it into downward facing dog. Right away, we'll sweep this right leg out behind. Open your hip, bend your knee, make some circles up there. Okay, point the knee as high as it'll get. Look up and over the left shoulder. Try to see your own foot. And for a little bit of core strengthening, right knee taps left elbow. Can you really make contact? And then sweep your leg back behind. Now roll the knee forward, step your foot outside right hand. Take a second, reach the legs away from each other. Then sweep your right arm up to the sky. If you have the openness, draw your right hand behind your head. Peel this heart open, ready to receive the day. Big breathing. Look forward. You might swing into a block because we're headed to half moon. Otherwise, right finger's right underneath the right shoulder. Peel that left hip open and take up some space. You're here for just about 3 breaths. Stepping out, make a star shape, big old X, and then fold all the way down. Working yourself into the depth of this one. And looking forward. So if no practice is complete without an arm balance, I'll invite you into one today. It can be as simple as crow. Why not? Let's get buoyant here. And pressing the ground so hard your heart gets lighter. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to wide legs. Pivot around to frame your right foot. Step into downward facing dog. Wave forward plank pose. Lower onto the ground. Lift into cobra or even up dog at this point. And move it back to downward facing. Sweeping your left leg high. Bend the knee, make some big circles up there. Peeking up and over the right shoulder, see your own foot. Knee taps right elbow, go ahead. Sweep back out behind. Roll the knee in again. This time left hand moves outside, or left foot moves outside left hand. Keep your right hand here. Reach the legs away from each other as you sweep this left arm up to the sky. If you have the openness, left hand behind your head. This is breaking any heart chains free. Giant breaths. Okay, looking forward to the left foot. You're headed into half moon. You might want to bring a block into the picture right underneath that left shoulder. Peel the right hip open. Take up some room. It's only about 3 breaths. Step back to star shape. Reach in all directions. Expand, expand, expand. Then you'll interlace hands low behind. Toes come in just a touch, and you can fold. Rocking the head. And then plant your hands. Pivot around to frame this left foot. Step into downward facing dog. Wave forward for the last time today. Heart goes far, far forward. Could be chaturanga, could be the ground. Moving into up dog or cobra, and let's savor it. And move into downward facing. Step your feet halfway up the mat. Press your chest to your thighs. And then walk your hands all the way towards your feet. And you can even grab your elbows or wrap your arms around your legs. Just get yourself this forward fold. And then looking forward, plant your hands, set your knees down. We're about to do what I think is one of the most underrated yoga poses there is, and that is camel. So you'll lift your heart up, hands to the waist. You could stay right here if that feels most comfortable, lifting your chest. Or you could take one hand to a heel or the other hand to the heel. If you're comfortable with it, both hands onto the ankles or heels. Lift the heart, allow the head to draw back. Can you breathe freely? 4 or 5 breaths. Strong in the bum. One more breath cycle. Lead with your heart as you come on up. Head's the last thing up. Plant the hands, make some intuitive motion. And you will have a seat. So I've already gone over. I'm going to call it a practice here now. Of course, if you like to take Shavasana, I certainly hope you will. That final relaxation, so important at the end of a practice. Thank you for being here, Yogi. I'm so glad you are here taking care of you. By the way, if you like this vibe and you want some longer classes, you want to join a nice, really uplifting community of yogis, head on over to LeighAButlerYoga.com. You can dip into my weekly practices there. It's a good time. Be well.